Welcome to this video and audio news release from Recognition PR. Broadcasters, print outlets and other media platforms can use this content copyright free, provided it's set in appropriate context. Joining me is Steve Dunn from CMS, which is a specialist commercial maintenance service based in the Northeast, but covering the whole of the UK. So Steve, first of all, there's been a lot of contention about construction sites and so on. You're not in construction, you're in maintenance. And I should imagine you are having to continue some of your maintenance work. Tell us about what is continuing.
Yes, Graham. CMS, we're a critical service at this point in time. We look after heating, hot water, ventilation, and electrical systems for hospitals, care homes, healthcare, shops, all of the key services that is relied upon at the moment with COVID-19, and we've got a full workforce out there keeping the country running. What
precautions are being taken if you were to send your technicians into a nursing home, for example? I suppose that's an important thing. You want to make sure the heat and maintenance on the heating systems and plumbing works in a nursing home. But what precautions are you taking to make sure that there's distancing and medical isolation?
Yeah. As a company, we're following sort of daily on the Public Health England's website and all of the other key industry stakeholders for making sure our guys do have social distancing. Everybody's 2 meters away. We won't sign ourselves in. Our guys will wear gloves. It's wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. But most of our services that we do on sort of bedside, we're able to remove the patient from that because it's in a plant room or it's in a work area. Because most of these sites that we're dealing with, being commercial, have specific rooms which has got all the heating, ventilation, etc. in there, so we can do social isolation really well.
More routine work, I suppose, for the commercial sector that isn't involved in care. Are you able to redeploy staff from that to these more important priority areas?
Yes, definitely. We're trying to restrict as much routine work as possible and focus on having guys available for the critical services. But we are a business as well. We do need to keep the funds coming in to support that. So there is some work that's non-essential for COVID-19, but essential to keep our business going. And there's businesses that can take great advantage of that as well, where rather than it's a nighttime job, we could do it as a daytime job if they've closed their facilities down. That absolutely plays with the social distancing, because we can go in and we can control the environment ourselves. And save the client money at the end of the day, because they're not paying nighttime work, they're paying daytime work. So being smart rather than...
Yes, I understand quite a lot. Unlike a construction site where you have lots of staff gathering together, maybe in a works canteen or what have you, quite a lot of your staff are either sole workers or work in just a very few numbers of staff. So I suppose the issue of social distancing is more straightforward for you.
Yes, definitely. Everybody now is one man in a van. If we send multiple people to site, it's 2 men in 2 vans, right. So that we can do the social distancing. We're not having crews carrying out jobs in 2, 3, 4. There's no crew carriers out there. Everybody's in their own vehicle, so they can have their own distancing going on.
Do you think the government have got the advice right?
What worries me about the advice at the moment is this 80% of wages that's being banded around. There's a lot of talk out there from lots of sectors where people are saying, well, why don't I just go home and sit on my bum for 80% of my wages? That is causing discourse, I believe, in lots of sectors. Like I said, I've been talking with some teachers this morning in a different role, and they're saying, well, we're having to come in and support key workers. I could sit at home and get 80% of my salary and stay with my family. That is one of the issues that we are facing at the moment, is sort of keeping our guys motivated that actually they're going out and doing a good job. The government haven't said how we're going to deliver this 80% back to businesses, which is a great thing. You know, yeah, we'll pay our staff, but I'm sure there's restaurateurs and people like that who've had to shut their doors, who don't have the money in the bank to just pay their guys and girls 80% and then worry about how they're going to get the money back when I'm not sure. I think the government are doing a good job, and I'm glad I haven't got to try and work out on the hoof how to do it. But that is a concern out there with the media, is this 80% stay at home and do nothing.
Well, Steve, it looks like CMS in the Northeast and around the country with your workers are making the best of a bad deal, and we've all got a bad deal, and it's good to see businesses trying to make the very best of it for their staff, their customers and the country. Thank you very much for joining us.